Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, April 11th, 2026. This is the post-fight show for Fury versus Makhmudov. Fight just wrapped up on Netflix, where we saw the return to the ring of Tyson Fury after a year away, where he won a unanimous decision over Makhmudov. I think the scorecards reflected Makhmudov being totally washed, and maybe one judge gave him a round. So Fury is back from his time away from the sport. We'll see how long that lasts. There was some conversation in the ring afterwards that they were trying to indicate that another big fight might be on the horizon, with the possibility of Fury facing Anthony Joshua. And Joshua refused to allow himself to be drawn into that for publicity's sake. He said he doesn't chase clout. But I do believe that there's a couple of things going on with that. Everyone is aware of the tragic circumstances that Joshua's had to face since his last fight with Jake Paul. And so dealing with the physical, mental, psychological effects of those circumstances, it's understandable that Joshua may not yet be ready to hop back into the ring, but he did put in a showing in support of being at the event, along with Hearn, who also refused to step into the ring when he was beckoned by Turki Al-Sheikh. Now, I want to tell you guys something about that. Hearn, Warren, and maybe another major promoter they have access to grind with Turkey because of the movements that Turkey has made and how he is structuring the sport of boxing because he has a tremendous amount of influence presently. So, Hearn, who was always willing and able to step into the ropes and to run his mouth, stayed outside the ring. You guys need to take note of that because there may be something to happen going forward, stemming from these circumstances. Earlier during the broadcast, Turkey had admitted in an interview with one of the correspondents that he would have an announcement to make, going forward for after the fight. Now, understand this, people. When he says something like that and he didn't want to make the announcement at that moment, but wanted to wait until the events finished. All things have been discussed prior to today by all parties involved. So for someone to go on air and then don't come through with their end of things, oh yeah, trouble in paradise is a way to look at it. So be aware in the ensuing months of some news that may not be pleasant to your ears. Though everyone maintained a solid show, there is trouble in paradise. So with that being said, welcome everybody. Please smash the like button as you come into the building. We're multi-streaming here on YouTube as well as on Rumble, and I am doing that specifically for personal reason. But I want you guys to know that my live streams are primarily on Rumble now. So if you're not active over there, you can follow me over there, and you can still, just by following, you'll be able to receive the content. YouTube has shown that there's no support here. So, we do what we have to do. But on to the fight. Tyson Fury took on Arslanbek Makhmudov, and no one going into this particular promotion felt that Makhmudov would win the fight. But what it was an opportunity for Fury to get in against one of the younger heavyweights that is highly ranked, who was not necessarily going to be a threat to him because the gentleman doesn't have a particular skill set, but he is a physical, imposing being, and he's durable to a certain extent, unless you happen to be Adjit Kabiel and the fierce body puncher that Kabiel happens to be. But since Fury is not that by any means, he went 12 rounds with Arslanbek. And due to ring rust and time away from the ring, that was probably a good thing for Tyson Fury, especially against a guy that would not necessarily hurt him or pose a threat to whatever agenda is being met out going forward. Because Fury, though he is popular in the UK, somewhat, he's not able to fight in the US anymore. So no one's going to ask him about that on camera. So I'll just remind you, as I am over here and I tell you that I cover this sport like I do, he is not going to be allowed to fight in the States anymore. So you will see him face fighters over in the UK at those stadium events, and sometimes maybe even venture over into Ireland or Australia or something like that. Maybe even Russia or something. But he is no longer going to be facing anyone on this soil. But at 37, you don't expect him to really be around too much longer. Now, Makhmudov has been in with the likes of Gio Gino, excuse me, Vianello, and uh, Vianello was able to stop Arslanbek. And that's interesting because Vianello is a fighter that probably deserved a shot against Tyson Fury more than Makhmudov. And seeing that they just fought in August of 2024, talking about Vianello and Arslanbek, Fury's last fight was in December of 2024 against Alexander Usyk. As we watch the charades that take place around the sport of boxing, there's a number of fighters who are being held to the side, pushed to the side, put on ice, while other fighters get opportunities that leapfrog ahead of them continuously throughout the weight divisions, and this due to the sanctioning bodies. That's the corruption of the sport. Therefore, when you see what Turkey is trying to do by putting on the best events of competitive fights and fighters fighting one another as they should, Zuffa boxing, which is new to the public, is also aiming to put on best fight the best type scenarios. There's a great deal of resistance for that because some fighters are marketed in a certain kind of way, like Tyson Fury. Because you think about it, with the fights that he's had fights that pretty much a 40 fight career or near 40 fight career, but not a lot of killers. Maybe you could call Deontay Wilder a killer at the time that they faced each other from the very, very first bout. But when you go back before that, no. And even after having wins with Wilder, he's only faced Dillian White, Derek Chisora, and for the third time, and Francis Ngannou, who was basically a white-collar fighter coming into professional boxing. With Fury, it just no threats. Adji Cabiel is out there as one of the top-rated fighters in the sport of boxing and can't seem to get in the ring with anyone of notoriety. And he's fought in a couple of title eliminators already, but they still are not putting him in with someone that you know. So Fury wins this fight. There was no threat whatsoever of Arslanbek winning this fight away from him. And since Joshua doesn't appear to be the guy next up, they're going to reach into some kind of cave and find another soft touch for Fury, regardless of what they try to say. They weren't looking for soft touches. Yes, they are. But see, now you look at it, when Wilder is looking for opponents and guys don't want to get in the ring with him, they say, oh, he should retire. He's washed up. They even picked Derek Chisora to defeat him, when Derek Chisora is the one that's washed up and has been for a while. So they're not looking at Wilder potential opponents as bum fights, guys that you're picking out of the trash to face and whatnot. But it's always okay for the other guy, right? Salute to the brother Drew Titan, LLC, over in the Rumble rant. The $2. Thank you. And EJ is over there as well. Says can't funk with Turkey, aka the final boss, having the power and fury of the ninja sword, heavyweight. Got Miguel Jerome and the machine sellouts shitting in their boots. Yes, sir. Yeah. Um, Let me do a quick roll call over here on the YouTube side of things to acknowledge who we got in the building. We got Bernard Gilbert out there. EJ is doing double duty. Universal Truth in the building. JC Storyteller, what's good with you? T Berry back. Del Riv. Antonio MMA, what's good? Yes, indeed. Boxing in the building. Joe Townsend in the building. Salute to you, brother. And who else we got? You guys are speaking to each other. Chilltown in the building. What's happening? And Mahari Nation Sports Podcast in the building saying, good evening, Stormy. I'm not surprised at Joshua's reactions. He doesn't want to fight his contemporaries. Yeah, these guys, they love being a big fish in a small pond. Only thing about that is there's a whole bunch of them swimming in the UK. Yeah! The seas of the UK be full of guppies, huh? Yeah. Verniers out there, what's good? So, in the Rumble side, we got EJ, Jamal Davis, and JC Storyteller pulling double duty. Appreciate all of you where you are, supporting me from where you are. That's good stuff. Now, switch something up here for you guys, because we're talking about this fight. Now, Netflix is a great place to put on a boxing card because you're going to get millions of views regardless. And people who love the sport, support the sport, will take in the sport, will all be a part of that audience. But I got to tell you something. If you continue to give people gimmick type shows, the Netflix story will die as well. And this was borderline gimmick because, like I said, anyone that knows the sport of boxing knows that Tyson Fury didn't stand a chance in hell of losing to Makhmudov. But it was the undercard that made people take real note, because there were some decent fights on the undercard that raised the curiosity of not only casual observers, but people who truly will tune in and watch boxing. As the co-main event, Conor Ben versus Regis Prograis, took place, many people wanted to see that simply because Ben is one of those fighters that you love to hate for many different reasons. And Prograis is a fighter that is a fighter who is now at an advancing age in the sport. I think Prograis might be 36, 37 years of age now. He's on the decline. A once strong puncher and guy at 140 that competed, two-time champion at that weight class. But once his cloak of invincibility was removed by Josh Taylor, he became known as a limited fighter, having dropped losses to not only Taylor, but Devin Haney and Jack Catterall, and now Conor Ben. You know, you can kind of see some things that are happening with Regis. His fight against Jermaine Ortiz was a near miss there. So from what I understand, in the locker room after the fight, he has retired. Thanks, EJ. You say he is 37. Yeah, I figured it was 37. I just didn't want to guess too high. But yeah, he should walk away from the sport. He's had an opportunity to go overseas and fight a couple of times. But with Regis, he hasn't really been beaten up in his fights, but he's taken some punishment. And you have to understand that that correlates to what happens in the gym too. I don't know who he sparred and all of that through his career, but I will say this: his legs are gone. And when a fighter's legs are gone, there's really nothing you can do. You can't get them back. You can't make them strong again or whatever. And there could be a number of reasons why a fighter loses their legs. I won't go over that in this show, but maybe you do that as a future Tuesday tussle. But that was a fight that people wanted to see. And had he had the stability of his leg strength, he may have been able to catch Conor Ben. He was just a hair too slow, couldn't get those shots in there on Ben, who stayed on the fluid side of moving. And even when he would try to get in close with Regis, headbutts were a part of the problem. And part of that is because Conor Ben is crude. He doesn't have refined technique whatsoever. He leaps in with everything he does. And most trainers will teach that when they leap, they sleep. You run them into things. And Regis just didn't have the timing and leg strength to do that. Being a southpaw, Conor was kind of tailor-made for the way that Regis used to fight and how he used to look when he was still solid. So it's one of those things where maybe a couple of years too late, like if he could have got a fight with Conor before he ended up with Jack Catterall, that could have served him well. Catterall, strong fighter at 140, even stronger now that he's moving up to 147. Regis has been in against good fighters, you know, and he has nothing to hang his head for. The only thing he should be ashamed about is how he has chosen to speak on fighters that he's faced, like Devin Haney, the whole situation, even entering that promotion for that fight and coming out of it, and the negative things that he would say. You know, Regis, you may have to reevaluate your own integrity, because you can try to shrink someone else down to a small status, but it only makes you look even smaller as an individual. Always remember that. Rigoroo. Yeah. So, the Jamie TKB fight against Richard Riaport, I think we finally found a fighter whose body might be worse than Tyson Fury and Jamie TKB. Listen, man, that guy looked like literally a busted can of biscuits, wheat biscuits, fighting Richard Riaport. And let me tell you something. Have there ever been a perfect ring connotation of before and after? When you see someone like Riaport who looks like Frank Bruno, and then you see TKB who looks like the Black Tyson Fury. I don't know. It's like, what the heck? The guy was Jabba the Hutt in boxing trunks, man. I mean, listen. If you gonna get in the ring like that, don't get in the ring, brother. Fighters who get in the ring looking like that better be able to fight. Huh? How did Frazier Clark lose to this guy? I don't know. I didn't see their fight. I think it was on one of those cards that I didn't support. But anyway, Richard, who was a cruiserweight just a year ago, came in at 230 something, 235 or whatever. Listen, the guy, how did he squeeze all the muscles into cruiserweight size? I have no idea. But boy, did he go upside TKV's head, man. He was all upside. And I think he smashed his nose into oblivion, because once he pounded him in it, he bled like a pig at the slaughterhouse. Huh? Perfect analogy, by the way. Who wants the pig feet? Yeah, but anyway, Report was banging on that dude, man, and pounding him into oblivion. And now he's ready for the grill. How do you like your ribs? Hog head cheese, anybody? Listen, man, get them out of shape guys out of here. We don't want to see them, okay? We want to see in shape fighters dedicated to the sport, huh? We don't want to see the guys that look like they dedicated to the buffet, huh? Get out of my sport of boxing, bro. Conditioning means something in the sport of boxing. It don't mean meat tenderization, huh? What the hell? What is that, man? The dude comes in there. When he took off his robe, I was like, oh, put that back on. You know what I'm saying? Shit. They do these kind of things to you, bro. It is like, you know, and you watching. I'm serious. You go back to the 90s and just watch any match on TV. It could be on Tuesday Night Fights. It could be on Friday Night Fights. It could be on HBO, Showtime. Guys were not coming in the ring looking like that. It's freaking ridiculous. And you would not see me hailing to be in the corner of a guy like that, talking about I'm a damn trainer. No, I ain't. Huh? Because when I was working with guys, we would have guys that be like, hey, I want to take a match. And it'd be like, look, man, you ain't taking no match until you lose about 25 pounds. And some guys wouldn't fight because they wouldn't want to lose that 25 pounds. You know what I mean? I mean, like, you can come in like that, but the only fight you're going to be in is you're going to be fighting for the damn, you know, free chicken drive at the local KFC or something. You ain't getting in the boxing ring. Not like that. No. Yes, indeed. Boxing said he's always blubbery. Dude, that's beyond blubbery, huh? That's beyond blubbery. That is like, that's like, you know what? You know what he looked like? If he didn't fight, didn't train, and just got up from the dinner table and went and put on some gloves and some shorts and said, I'm going out here tonight to earn this cash. That's what he looked like. Now, some of y'all might say, oh, he got some skills or something like that. What, cleaning his plate? You know, listen, you know what? And some of you might be, damn, Stormy, don't talk. Listen, these guys have no shame. And since they don't have none, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Huh? Because I'm going to tell you something. You shaming me, like I'm going to be like, man, I'll prove to you. I'm going to get myself in shit. You know, they don't have that. They taking selfies and shit. Man tits all in the damn camera. What the fuck was that? Dude had, y'all remember, what was that? Eddie Murphy. What was Eddie Murphy's character? The big dude, the professor, the nutty professor. Do you remember the grandma? And she was like, girl, I was taking a shower and I got out the shower and I felt this excruciating pain. I was like, oh, fuck, what was that? She said, I looked down and I was standing on my own titty. Now, I didn't tell it as funny as it was in the movie. But when I saw TKV and the ref had stopped the action and put him over in the corner and told Richard to go in the other corner and he was talking to him, I could have sworn that TKV titty was on the floor. Yeah. And so when they stopped the fight, somebody had the nerve to say, oh, they stopped it too. They should have stopped the shit when he took his robe off. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm telling you guys the truth. You gotta have some fucking pride out there. You gotta have some integrity, man. The whole fucking nation looking at you, bro. Like I said, they ain't got no shame. They have none. You talking about this is the generation that walk around showing their underwear, wearing their pants around their thighs. Not around their butt, beneath their butt, around their thighs, showing their underwear. Shit stains and all. No shame. Well, when you run across Stormybman's eyes, I'm ashamed the fuck out of you. It's fucking ridiculous. I can hardly get through watching Tyson Fury in Islamic. Tyson Fury looked like he had 2 sacks of ass hanging over his belt, above his belt. 2 on each side, drifting around to the spine area. And when he moved around, that shit was jiggling and shit. I'm like, damn. It was fucking ridiculous. Muhammad Ali would not lose to a guy coming in the ring looking like that. He would shame them and then whoop their asses. Don't you ever think that you could beat me coming in here looking like that. The silent warrior, Evander Holyfield, he'd do the same thing, beat the hell out of you. Daring you got in the ring with me looking like that. Lennox Lewis would do the same thing, beat the shit out of you coming in the ring looking like that. These guys don't want to get in shape. And they are clocking money. Money, y'all. They're making money in this era that the guys 20 years ago weren't making. Only could dream about making. They're making such good money nowadays that they could fight once a year. But when you see them, they come in the ring looking like that? A little over a week ago, I was watching Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield's fight again, their first fight. I said, damn, they look like middleweights. because they were both cut and in shape and everything, muscular. Not saying that you have to be muscular, because all heavyweights are not really muscular like that, but they have enough of form that you could tell that they are primed for fighting. These guys are horrible. And like I said, they have no shame. And so when they have no shame, bro, you have to hold up a line of saying, hey, do not pass this point with your bullshit. Leave it at the door. The fight between Frazier Clark and Justice Hooney. What was good about this fight was two of the young guys getting in there to bang it out. And what was really interesting to see was that Frazier Clark came in and he looked a lot better physically than he has looked in his entire career. Now, he has taken 3 losses out of his 9 victories and 1 draw. He was stopped once by Fabio Wardley. The other loss to Wardley was their first time around. I'm sorry, his other loss was to TKV, a split decision. The draw was his first fight with Wardley. Now, he came in at 259 against Justice Hooney, who came in at 246. But Frazier Clark looked the best I've ever seen him in his career. He's usually around 270 or something like that. If you go back to his first professional fight against Jake Darnell, he was 256 then. Every fight after that, he was at least 270 plus. What I'm getting at is this. The more that he got in shape, the better he could perform. The only thing that he didn't do to get that victory against Hooney on tonight's card, I don't think he was busy enough. The trainer didn't emphasize he being busy. He was doing good things in there, thus ending in a majority decision loss. One judge had it a draw. The other 2 judges had it 2 points for Hooney. That's just a swing round here and there. So he really didn't do what he needed to do to pull that victory out. But what was bad was he didn't go all out for the victory. If you're not going to do it, bro, why do you get in there? He hurt Hooney a couple of times in that fight. Salute to JC Storyteller, who became a monthly supporter on my Rumble. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much. And see, that's pretty cool, because for people who can't always give Rumble rants or whatever, just to become a monthly supporter, that's just a fee a month, and that's cool. Whichever tier you pick it in, just show the support, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So he basically blew some of his best conditioning by not going all out for the victory. So now he's sitting at 3 losses instead of 2 and a 10th win on his ledger. Now, that doesn't make him a bad fighter. But when are you gonna freaking learn, brother? You're 34. 34. You competed in the 2020 Olympics. So you're coming into the pros late in the game. But you have to make up your mind. There are some young guns out here ready to put their foot deep in your behind. You need a culture change, bro. All of you guys over there in the UK that celebrate one another and big up one another and everything, but pass each other up because quietly you're hoping that one person will remain complacent so that you can ascend to the next level. And guess what? It happens. That's the one thing I really respect about Jack Catterall, who left the UK to come to Philly. He actually moved to the US to train in Philly. I think it's in Bozy Ennis's gym, where he wants to improve in his career as a welterweight now. He's moved up to welterweight. You have to take your hat off to someone who is really willing to change not only their climate, country, but the condition of their thinking as well. Especially if it's someone who has talent. And I can see that Fraze has talent. He's a big man at 6'6". And though he got down to 259 against Huni, 245 is your weight, brother. You just don't want to put them plates down, huh? And I ain't talking about the weight gym plates. You don't want to put that plate of food down. And it has to be not training for a fight. It has to become a way of life for you. And I guarantee you, clarity will enter into your life when you do that. You'll have purpose. You'll recognize things. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Boxing says Big Fraze looked the best he's looked ever. Yeah. He looked defeated in the eyes there a couple of rounds before the match ended. Maybe it was because he didn't have confidence in the people in his corner. Huni is just a guy, listen, he can box. He got enough pop on his punches to make you respect him, but he ain't going to knock out a lot of guys. He's just going to keep you at bay with things, the threat of power, but you can outbox him, and if you get to his chin, you could get him. And Big Fraze got to his chin a couple of times. It was late in the round once or twice, and you know, that's the difference, but you have to get the work in. You have to put that work in. They said Tyson Fury sparred 500 rounds for this fight against Makhmudov. Bullshit. He ate about 500 pounds of pork ends and what they call it, lechon, huh? You saw it all around his waistband. Listen, when a fighter is really training in the gym and everything, all of that tightens up. This is how you know Tyson Fury is a half-asser. He's a half-asser. And that's why I said Ali would take someone like him. You cannot be knock-kneed and slew-footed at the same time and whoop a fighter like Muhammad Ali. You can't. You can't whoop Lennox Lewis. You can't whoop Evander Holyfield. Those three heavyweights were three of the strongest heavyweights over the past 30 years. Ali, Holyfield, Lennox. And if you really want to get right after Ali, you could throw Larry Holmes in there. Because Larry Holmes, who never had a body of a Greek god, he always had a funny little pear shape. But when he was around 213 to 218, Larry Holmes was a hell of a fighter. I didn't like him when he started going up into the upper 220s, like 226 when he fought Spinks, and 228. You know, that's too heavy for him in his times. Larry Holmes, under 220 pounds, was a fierce combatant. Had an 80-inch reach, that jab. He was mobile on his feet, could take a shot, and had the heart like a guy like Evander Holyfield. So there's a lot to be said here, you know. I don't know why, but I like Big Fraze. I like him, you know, because I saw something when he fought Wardley that first time. I'm like, okay. And you kind of want the best for some of these young fighters, but you can see that they're not getting the seasoning that they need. That's why the UK coaches and trainers, they're good to a certain level and a certain extent, and their fighters don't go beyond that unless they leave there. And when I say leave there, I'm not necessarily talking only about coming to the US, but go somewhere else to get more instruction, to broaden their horizons on the sport where they can learn more. Yes, indeed, says he may be working his way down yet, Stormy. Hopefully. Because listen, this is the heavyweight division, man. It's wide open. Fury, AJ, Wilder, Usyk, those guys are on their way out. The next 5 years, it's going to be different faces. I guarantee you. You either want to be a part and be in that number, or a part of the transition that makes it happen. You got to have a coach to be motivating for you. You do. Joe Gagliardi, what's good, man? I see you out there. Joe, I want you to come and follow me over on Rumble too, bro. Please do that. Go to my post page and click that link over there and just go ahead and follow me on Rumble. Mahari Nation says, I know Lennox Lewis never ducked anyone during his great career. It didn't matter if the fighter is from the UK. He wanted to prove he was the best. Yes. And Lennox was always in shape. Lennox was always in shape. Evander was always in shape. Those men can say that. Not everyone can. So overall, guys, the Netflix card was okay. It wasn't outstanding. It wasn't great. It was okay for a Saturday afternoon of boxing because it's better than nothing. But let's not get complacent here and start receiving like half-ass cards, because that's kind of what this was. And they will continue to do that to you if you are accepting of it. But as I said earlier in the show, watch out for the likes of Ed Hearn, Frank Warren, Matchroom Queensberry, and how they move in dealing with Turkey going forward. Because Turkey was probably under the impression that AJ was going to get in that ring with Fury after the fight. And if you notice, Hearn stood right there next to AJ smiling, but didn't get up in the ring at all. More to come on that situation. Just keep your eyes peeled on it. Lewis Hinton, what's good with you, bro? See, because I'm going to tell you something. Fury think he's slick. He's just like Canelo. When he go to these networks and he wants these soft touch fights that are not a threat to him really losing. I mean, he might look bad, but looking bad and losing is two different things. So he doesn't want to face the certain kind of challenges and be ahead on someone's pike. You understand? So how he's playing it, he's milking Netflix now. You know, they got his own little reality show on there. It's getting ready to start the 3rd season, I think tomorrow. So I've never watched it myself because I don't even watch Netflix like that. But I'll say this. He's going to continue to rob the bank, just like Canelo did when he went over to PBC. He was on HBO. He went on to Showtime. Then he went on to The Zone. Everywhere he went, he collected and cleared the damn bank vault out. And never delivered the fights that you wanted him to see, that you wanted to see him in. Never delivered. And Tyson Fury is doing the same shit right now. Okay, Joe, yeah. I got you, man. Yeah. I just hope that you can get over there because I want you to see my broadcast. Tonight, I decided to do a duel on YouTube as well as Rumble because I recognize that this card was on Netflix and it might do me a greater bit of an audience. So that was done by design. But most of my lives will be over there and not on because YouTube, they don't like Stormy too much, you guys, for whatever reason. They don't like Stormy. But that's okay, because Stormy got a limitation on who he liked too, huh? So we can not like each other and do good business. Yeah, Jamal Davis, he is worse than Canelo. You know why? I'm going to ask you this, and Jamal, I want to answer. He is worse than Canelo. Do you know why? If anybody else can chime in and answer that for Jamal in case he gets it wrong. But do you know why? Waiting on that answer, you guys. If I had the Jeopardy music, I'd play it right about now. Okay, in my Willie D voice, time's up. No, Del Real, he says, because there's some killers over on his side. No, the reason that he's worse than Canelo, because he's white. He gonna get away with far more than Canelo could dream of. And you know Canelo got away with a lot, right? He's already proven he could get away with far more than Canelo. That nobody ever asked him about Daniel Kinahan, huh? Nobody ever said, why you won't fight in America no more, huh? Nobody say, hey, why don't you fight some of these young fighters that are coming up, man? And you can even, you know, you can beat some of them, but why you won't do it, huh? Because he's enjoying the protection for the complexion and got all the connections. Because he white. And that's not racist. It's true. He has the privilege. Remember, after the first fight with Deontay Wilder, it was a draw. Well, Wilder really won the fight. What did Top Rank do? Sign him to a big-ass deal. And therefore, they let him walk around on ESPN all coked up and everything in their studios. Dude wearing sport jackets with no shirt on. Ain't washed his ass, smelling like booze, and they walking all through there. They let him get away with everything. And you think they would let Wilder get away with anything like that? They rewarded him with a sports contract. And then he made a mockery of everyone because he came out into his fight against Otto Wallin wearing the Apollo Creed outfit, huh? Y'all forget this stuff? I ain't forgot nothing. Did you forget that he got on his knees and sang Bye Bye American Pie and all of that stuff? Come on, man. Where was Donald Trump then? See, I'm going to tell you, man, you may not want to hear this. It makes some people feel uncomfortable, huh? Some people may even flip the channel and leave the stream and everything. But that's why YouTube and Stormybman don't get along so well. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. You may not like it, but it's the truth. The truth. Yeah, buddy. There was supposed to be another fight card on this evening that I just want to make a comment about this real quick. We were supposed to see Brandon Adams against Kalman Aryako. Aryako is from the UK. This was supposed to be a super welterweight fight. I had a video ready to go, and I'm glad I didn't upload it because apparently Brandon Adams fell ill and had to be taken to the hospital. And I wanted to talk about this real quickly because nobody else is going to say nothing. And I want to let you guys know about it. Brandon Adams, who I've been waiting to see get an opportunity, he collapsed ahead of Friday's weigh-in and was rushed to the hospital. And his manager, Mark Habibi of Wise Owl Boxing, told Ring Magazine that Adams was experiencing chest pain early this morning and collapsed in his hotel room and was rushed to the hospital. He's currently been admitted and is undergoing evaluation. He's absolutely crushed for not being able to participate in this fight. He gave everything he had in this camp and was looking forward to being at the doorstep of a world title opportunity. His heart goes out to his opponent, Aryako, who traveled overseas to compete and was looking forward to making this fight happen immediately following his recovery. They were going to be fighting in Vegas, and the fight card was going to be on Triller. It might have been pay-per-view in certain areas. Triller, sometimes if you subscribe to it, it could be pay-per-view or not. So I didn't even get a chance to check. This news came about late yesterday. So he didn't even make it to the weigh-in. It says the event, a DMG Boxing Night of Champions show on payperview.com at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, will still move forward. So they're still going to have those fights tonight. It just won't be the main event, which was Brandon Adams against Kalmain Aryako. Absolutely heartbroken to announce my fight tomorrow night is off, Aryako said on social media. Firstly, I hope Brandon Adams is okay and makes a speedy recovery. Secondly, my dreams have been shattered. I put my heart and soul into this training camp and fight. I trained extremely hard. I was in the best shape of my life. 14 hard weeks being away from my family, girlfriend, friends, thousands of dollars spent. And now I don't get to have my American dream fight. I don't get paid, and I don't know what happens next. But what I do know is that I will be world champion one day. My mind is bulletproof. I've had setbacks many times, and I will not let this stop me from chasing my dreams. I'm hurting right now, but I'll be back in the ring soon, and I will be world champion. Yeah. Now, you see, guys, this is what Stormybman does. I try to bring stuff to you out there like that because, and I'm not accusing no one like, oh, nobody else wants to report. No, don't take it that way. What I'm saying is I try to optimize what I do for you because everybody can't see everything. My brother Drew Titan says that all the time. I can't cover everything. But when you get some news like that and you share it with people and let people know. So guess what? Coming out of this, just like some of you are saying in the chat right now, you know, God have mercy on him. Prayers go out to he and his family. You know, that's where that comes from. By doing stuff like that, it gives him a chance to receive some blessing from somewhere. Someone's going to pray for him. Someone's going to give something out. Someone's going to uplift, and he can get through and beyond the circumstances of which he found himself. That's very important, guys. You know? So just know that when I'm doing what I'm doing, that's what I do it for, to try to make the most and the best out of covering the sport of boxing. For some of you that don't know, this also is that Juan Francisco Estrada lost his fight early this morning. It was like around 4 o'clock in the morning in Japan. He got stopped in like, I think, 9 rounds against a Japanese fighter trying to be on the comeback trail. Juan Francisco Estrada got stopped early this morning. So, yeah. So, man, boxing is something else, bro. That's what I say. You're going to do this, do it the right way. You know what I mean? Do it the right way. Jamal says yes, because there's so much news going on 24/7. Yeah. He said, so yes, it's good to spread the word. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So yeah, I hope that Brandon Adams comes up out of this situation. Having chest pains, that's scary. It's like he could have been having some kind of, real crisis. You know what I mean? So I hope he's going to be okay. And that was going to be a good fight too, because Adams was a perfect test for a guy like Calmine, because Calmine, he's been kind of having some rough goes his last couple of fights, but he's still a guy that they want to try to put in position for a title fight. And Brandon has been long overdue for a title fight. So, his last fight was against Sergey Boychuk, and he beat the crap out of Boychuk. So, man, let's pray for a speedy recovery for that brother. But one other card that's on tonight, Pro Box. We're going to see a middleweight battle between Vito Mielnicki as he comes back, and he's taking on Omar Ulysses Huerta. And this is going to be a good fight for Vito. Vito is going to get out there. Let me tell you guys something about Vito Mielnicki, man. He's a good fighter, Vito. And they're fighting in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This will be on Pro Box TV, y'all. So it'll be in about a half hour or an hour. I don't know if it's going to start at 7:30 or 7:35, but tune in. Just go to Pro Box TV at 7. It should show you over there. Let me double check this. Yeah, 7 p.m. Oh, no. That's Eastern time. So it started already. It started about 20 minutes ago. So you guys could go over to Pro Box and check out Vito in the main event. And they got a co-main where Van Marcos is taking on Dwayne Flemings. That's going to be a pretty good fight too. Pro Box is putting on some great cards, man. Last night's card was pretty darn good. And then now we got this card tonight. So yeah. Well, that's all I needed to do is remind myself of the time, you guys. Stormy got to get out of here because I got to go watch that. And I might come back with another post-fight where we can come back and talk about Vito's performance. So with that being said, I'm going to get ready to sign on off, you guys. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. I appreciate everybody that came out and hit my like button. Share the content. Hype it if they let you hype it. I haven't seen where they could let me hype my own stuff. So if you guys can hype me up. You know what I mean? Share it. Follow me over to Rumble. For those of you who are my strong supporters, follow me over there and give Stormy some love over there, because over there it's a little more open for me. So with that being said, I'm gonna get on out of here. Catch you guys later, Peace be unto you guys, and we will be back, Yeah. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. I'm out.